Do you know there's an island right here in uptown New Orleans? Not the kind surrounded by water, though the river isn't far off. Two streets, Audubon and Walnut, sit boxed in tight, the park pressing on one side, the river levee holding the line on the other. We call it a diamond because that's what it is. Small, dense, and it punches way above its size for what you get inside those boundaries. And that combination makes it one of the most exclusive, desirable pockets in all of Uptown. The kind of address people ask about specifically when they call me. I'm born and raised right here, and I've sold property up this exact stretch of Uptown. So today we're getting into the architecture, the day-to-day lifestyle, real numbers straight off the Walnut Street market. And I've even got a personal listing coming available that I'll share with you later. Let's get started with where this pocket actually sits. Audubon Street and Walnut Street run side by side, just 2 blocks that make up this whole pocket of Uptown. Audubon Park presses in close on one side and the river with its levee boxes the other. Magazine Street with all of its shops and restaurants sits steps away too. Picture it this way. If you're standing in Audubon Park looking toward the river, Walnut Street runs closest to the water, and Audubon Street sits just behind it, a block off. Magazine Street cuts across the top, so you've got the park, the river, on the north, St. Charles Avenue. That's the whole footprint. You can walk Audubon Street end to end in about 5 minutes. Walnut Street the same. Combine both streets and you're still under 15 minutes of walking to cover the entire pocket house by house. That's the payoff right there. You're never more than a few minutes from the park, a few minutes from the river, a few minutes from Magazine Street or St. Charles Avenue. Most people in Uptown have to choose. Do you want to be close to the park, close to the river, close to Magazine? Here you don't choose. You get all three within a short walk from your front door, and that kind of proximity is hard to find anywhere else in this part of the city. So why does a footprint this small feel like such a find? Because most pockets this size in Uptown don't have this much packed into them. Why it's a diamond. Walk down Audubon Street, then cut over to Walnut, and you'll hit Creole cottages sitting right next to shotgun signals with occasional Greek revival mixed in for good measure. It's not one style repeated block after block. It's a mix, and that mix tells you something about how this pocket grew over time. A Creole cottage sits low to the ground, usually 4 rooms with no central hallway, and the roofline pitches steep with dormer windows tucked into the attic space. A shotgun single runs long and narrow, one room after another in a straight line back from the street. No hallway there either, just doors connecting each room to the next. The difference comes down to shape. The cottage sits wide and square to the street, and the shotgun stretches back deep on a narrow lot. Walking these 2 streets feel like flipping through a photo album of New Orleans architecture, except every photo sits a few doors down from the last one. You don't have to drive across town to see the range. It's right here, packed into 2 streets you can walk in under 15 minutes. That density matters for buyers who care about historic character. Most Uptown pockets scatter their good architecture across blocks and blocks, so you might walk 20 minutes before you hit another Creole cottage worth stopping for. Here, the walkability score works in your favor because the good stuff sits close together instead of spread thin. You get more history per step, and that's rare even in a city as old as this one. That kind of concentration is exactly why this pocket stays exclusive and highly sought after, because buyers who find it rarely want to leave. So what does daily life look like when you're living inside all that history? Lifestyle. Cross Walnut Street and you're standing on the levee, right across from Magazine. That levee turns into an off-leash dog run pretty much any hour you show up. No fence, no gate, just grass running along the water, and dogs get to be dogs up there. Ask anyone with a lab or a retriever in this pocket, and they'll tell you it's the whole reason they never left. Audubon Park does the same thing for people that the levee does for dogs. Golfers are out there teeing off from early morning, and by afternoon, the tennis courts fill in behind them. It's not one or the other. Golfers finish a round and tennis players are already lined up on the next corner, and the whole park stays busy from sunrise until the light starts to go. I've held a membership at the Audubon Park Tennis Club for years, and the system there is simple in a way most private clubs in this city aren't. You show up, that's the whole system. That's no reservation to book 3 days out, no app to check, no calling ahead to see if a court's open. You walk up, and if every court's full, you challenge in. Weekends run a rotation where players just call next and wait their turn, and it moves fast because nobody's trying to hold a court hostage for 2 hours. Compare that to some of the private clubs scattered around New Orleans where you're paying initiation fees just to get on a wait list for a membership, and then you're still booking court time a week out like you're trying to get dinner reservations. Audubon Park Tennis Club skips all of that. You pay your membership, and then it's first come, first served. Same as it's probably worked for decades. And you're in good company out here. Drew Brees used to live right on Audubon Street, a few doors down from the park he probably could have walked to for practice. That's the kind of pocket this is. Quiet enough that a Super Bowl quarterback could live here without anyone making a thing of it. Picture a Saturday morning out here. Dogs are already up on the levee before 8, off leash, chasing whatever they're chasing. Golfers are teeing off on the front 9. And by 9:30, the tennis courts are full, every one of them, with a line starting to form for anyone looking to challenge in. And here's the part that matters. None of that requires a car. It's a 5-minute walk from your front door on Audubon or Walnut to any of it. The levee, the greens, the courts. You're not driving to a gym, you're not driving to a dog park across town. You're just walking out your door. That kind of access changes what a buyer's actually looking for. If you want an active outdoor routine, most people end up choosing between a house near a good running trail or a house near a gym or a house near a park. You give up something either way. Here, you don't give up anything. The routine's already built into the location. So you're not scheduling your exercise, you're just stepping outside and it's there. That's the lifestyle side of this pocket. And it's a real reason people pay what they pay to live here instead of somewhere 5 minutes further out. So let's get into what is actually available right now, because Walnut Street has some numbers worth looking at. First up is 306 Walnut. This is a multi-family property, 3,590 square feet, and it's listed at $900,000. It just hit the market, so this is fresh. If you're the kind of buyer who watches listings the day they drop, then this is one to call about before anyone else gets a showing scheduled. This is ideal for investors. 332 Walnut tells a different story. 4-bed, 4-bath, 3,225 square feet, listed at $1.149 million. Conditions very good. It's been sitting 173 days on the market. That's a long time for a property this size in the pocket this small. And it usually means one thing: the price and the market haven't agreed with each other yet. Then there's 518 Walnut, Unit E, 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,800 square foot condo, listed at $675. Conditions excellent, and it works out to about $375 a square foot, 183 days on market. So what does days on market actually tell a buyer? It's not a red flag by itself. Sometimes a great property just sits because the pocket's small and the right buyer hasn't come along yet. But when you're looking at 173 or 183 days on market on a listing, that's room to have a real conversation about price. Sellers in a market like this one start to feel that clock, and a number that's been sitting for 6 months usually has more flexibility than a number that hit the market yesterday. Now let's look at what's available if you're not ready to buy yet. On the lease side, 194 Walnut is listed at $2,200 a month, 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,114 square feet. That's a full-size unit, not a studio squeeze, and it puts you inside the pocket without a commitment of a mortgage. 590 Walnut has a loft available too, 1-bed, 1-bath, 800 square feet, running $1,600 a month. Lofts like this one tend to move fast because they hit that sweet spot for a single renter or a couple who wants character without needing 4 rooms to fill. And then there's 185 Walnut, the condo building. These run small 1-bedrooms around 525 square feet, but they're rented steady in the $950 to $1,200 range for years now. That's not a one-time number, that's a pattern. If you're looking at this building as an investment, you're looking at consistent demand, not a fluke listing that happened to rent once. Speaking of that next move, I've got a property in this exact pocket that just opened up. It's not on Walnut, it's on Audubon Street, and it's ours. So I own 208 Audubon Street for 6 years now, and it's about to open back up. Our tenant's heading home to South Carolina, so the lease is coming available for the first time since 3 years. Here's what you're getting: a classic shotgun single, wood frame construction, high ceilings that put the heat up and out the way these old houses were built to do before anyone had air conditioning. Original hard pine floors run through the length of it, and the front porch sits just deep enough to put a rocking chair or two out there and watch the street go by. 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, with a layout that runs straight back from the front door, room after room, no wasted hallway space eating into the square footage. You already know what's outside that front door. The levee's a 1-minute walk for anyone who wants to let a dog off leash first thing in the morning. Audubon Park's right there for the golfers and the tennis players. Same courts I've been playing on for years. Same show up and challenge in system that doesn't ask you to book a week out. And Magazine Street's close enough that you're grabbing coffee or dinner without ever needing to start your car. This is the part that makes 208 different from everything we just covered on Walnut. These listings, the sales and the leases, they let you buy into a pocket or rent into it for a stretch. But this is a chance to actually live inside the island instead of just visiting it on the Saturday walk. You wake up in it, you don't drive to it. The BATTURE, the riverfront at your doorstep. So you've seen the architecture, the lifestyle, the market numbers, and the property at the end of Audubon Street. Now here's what's happening at the end of Walnut Street, and it changes the way you think about this pocket entirely. At the riverside of the levee, right where Walnut Street dead ends, there's a 10-acre site that for more than 150 years sat behind fences. The working marine yard closed off to everyone who walked past it. Now it's open. It's called the BATTURE, and it's becoming a riverfront gathering place that changes what it means to live on this side of the park. Walk over the levee at Walnut, and you're standing right here on a wide lawn with Adirondack chairs, picnic tables, and beach umbrellas facing the Mississippi. Food trucks roll in Thursday through Sunday. On Tuesday mornings, Crescent City Farmers Market sets up here, moved over from Tulane University Square back in May. Families spread out on the grass, kids run around, and ships drift past on the river while the whole place feels like a shared backyard for the neighborhood. It's a 5-minute walk from your front door on Audubon or Walnut. The story of how it got here matters. Local developers, Ben Jacobson and Casey Burka, both New Orleans natives and partners at Ben & Burka, have been working on this since 2015, and they bought the property from Bissau Marine in October 2023 for around $5 million. What they're building isn't a corporate development dropped in from somewhere else. It's local, it's measured, and it's happening in the phases the neighborhood can actually see and respond to. The first phase is already open, the rigs, a co-working space converted from aging oil rig platforms that Bissau hauled in during the 1980s, opened in September of last year. 8,000 square feet with private offices, conference rooms, and communal kitchen and outdoor workspaces. It's more than 90% leased, with about 85 regulars coming in every day. And one of those tenants is Ben & Burka's own brokerage, which puts them on site full-time. What's coming next is even more interesting. Building permits are already filed to convert one of the existing structures into a 700 square foot market, a bodega with prepared food and drinks, and they're hoping to open it by fall. The longer-term plan calls for 6 permanent buildings total, the market, 4 restaurants or cafes, and 1 bar. That's scaled back from the original 8-building proposal, and the developers have made it clear they're taking it slow. Show people what it looks like before you tell them what it will be. Here's the part that matters if you're looking at this pocket. None of this is a someday fantasy. The lawn is there right now. The food trucks are there right now. The farmers market is there right now. The rigs is running at 90% capacity, permits are filled, and construction is moving. The developers took out a $1 million mortgage earlier this year to keep building, and the whole space closed for a month of August to add shade covering, sand, water features, and new furniture ahead of the summer restart. Is it perfect? No. And the neighbors will tell you that. The River Triangle Association formed after the project was announced. They've raised real concerns about traffic and transparency.
Pros and cons of life on the island start with the walkability, because that's the pro that's hardest to argue with. You've got 2 streets, and inside those 2 streets you can reach the park, the river, the levee. Most of Uptown asks you to pick 2 out of 3. This pocket doesn't ask you to pick anything. The architecture's a pro too, and it's not the kind you can build new. Creole cottages, shotgun singles, the occasional Greek revival, all sitting close together on lots that have been there since before most of the rest of the city filled in. You're buying real historic stock, not a new build trying to look old with a coat of paint and some fake shutters. And the outdoor access speaks for itself at this point. Park, levee, tennis, golf, all of it inside a 5-minute walk. That's not a feature you can add to a house later. It's baked into the location, and it's the reason people pay what they pay to live here instead of a few blocks further out. Now for the cons, because there are real ones. Inventory's small, and it's small because there are only 2 streets. That means listings either move fast, like 306 Walnut with 1 day on market, or they sit for months because a seller priced high and got attached to a number the market hasn't backed up. There's not a lot of middle ground in a pocket this size. So let's be honest about who this pocket's for. If you want a 5-bedroom new construction with a 3-car garage and a big backyard for the kids to run around in, this isn't your pocket. You're not getting that here, and you shouldn't try to force it. But if you want walkability, real history, and a lifestyle built around being outside more than you're inside, this is about as good as Uptown gets.
So there we have it. 2 streets boxed in by a park and a river, and one of the most exclusive, desirable pockets Uptown has to offer, with a quality of life that's hard to match anywhere else in the city. If you want to talk about 208 Audubon Street or anything else in this pocket, reach out to me. All of my contact info's in the description below.